you will be aware that the UK is in the process of leaving the European Union through a process called Brexit. That's all I'm going to say about that, because nothing brings out the fucking crazies like Brexit does. But last week I read an interesting article which said that the French government think that if they held an independence referendum, the French people would vote overwhelmingly to leave the EU. And then yesterday I saw another article that says that the German government are forming a coalition of all the different parties, effectively making Germany a single-party state. So the EU is close to breaking up, and the Germans now have a single-party government. Does this sound familiar to anyone here? And I know I'm picking on the Germans, but they have got form. I wouldn't be surprised if after they form the new government, they accidentally annex Poland. And this is a strange thing for me as a Brit, because I've never been in the armed forces, I've never served in an armed conflict, I have no desire to be involved in an armed conflict. And there are millions of people with the same opinion as I have. But if you go around Britain and tell people we're thinking about having a war with the Germans, I guarantee almost everyone will go, fucking sign me up for that one. I want to go in and slot a few krauts, because we like to carry a grudge in this country. And I wouldn't be surprised if the factory where I work soon gets requisitions to make Spitfires, and that would be fucking brilliant. But whilst I was thinking this, because this is how my mind works, it struck me that during the Battle of Britain back in 1940, the pilots who flew the Spitfires and Hurricanes were mainly young men, 19 and 20 years old. And that got me thinking that these young men were up there risking their lives in these incredibly advanced machines for their times. And now we've got adverts on the internet warning the youth of today not to eat fucking laundry detergent. And if you're not aware of this, this is the Tide Pod Challenge that started in the USA and has found its way over here. It's where... Do you remember the Ice Bucket Challenge? It's like that, but instead of tipping cold water over your head, you ingest deadly fucking poison. And this comes just a few months after the Boiling Water Challenge, in which people were surprised they were scolded by tipping a kettle of water over their fucking faces. I mean, as far as this Tide Pod thing goes, I'd just let it ride out. I wouldn't warn them. If there are people who want to eat laundry detergent, let them get on with it. There's too many people as it is. Let's thin the fucking herd out. And I know I sound like a terrible whinging old bastard when I go on about younger people. But in my mid-30s, I had a bit of an epiphany. I realised that a lot of younger people, not all, I want to say not all younger people, there's a lot of people in their teens and 20s who are great, but there's a lot of younger people who are really fucking irritating. 18 years old, think they know fucking everything, and I can say that because I was like that. Now I'm nearly 40, I realise I know virtually nothing. But something I do know is this channel, Disgruntled Danny, has got a couple of regular viewers who are apparently still at high school. Wow. I would love to be on the schoolyard when you're talking about this, because when I was a kid, if something was good, we'd call it cool. I don't know what young people say now, because they're too busy taking crystal meth and texting each other pictures of their fucking genitals. But how does that conversation go? We go, wow, what were you doing last night? Bro, or whatever the fuck it is youngsters say now. Well, I was on YouTube watching a guy called Disgruntled Danny. He's a fat, bald, middle-aged bloke who swears a lot at stuff that doesn't matter. But it does give me confidence that at least there's a couple of young people who I'm mentoring to be a sanctimonious, moaning cunt in the future.